your everyday lives, at home, in the community, and it's about being good citizens. So with that said, Justin, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Coach Sayre. My name is Justin Eagleman, and I am with Athlete Outreach International. We are a motivational consultant to high school, college, and professional football teams. And I am so excited to be with you guys tonight. I'm looking forward to this Friday night for a while. Followed you guys' game last week. Congratulations on the win last week. Yes, sir. Athlete Outreach, like I said, is a motivation consultant. And we are based around one theme. And that theme is winning. Winning. But not just winning on the field, but winning off the field. Not just champions in a season, but champions in life. Next 10 to 15 minutes will be vital, crucial. Because if the challenge that is presented is applied, it will transform you not just as an athlete, but as an individual. So right now, I ask that everyone would sit up straight and look up here and give your undivided attention for the next 10 to 15 minutes. The thing around my challenge to you today is attitude. Attitude. My question to you right now is, what is your attitude like right now? Your attitude. You see, some of you right now have already decided what you're going to do on the field tonight. You haven't even stepped one foot on the football field tonight, and you've already decided what you're going to do. It's your attitude. Attitude. You see, youth in today's age have so many things backwards, and one of them is attitude. For instance, we have players across this country who maybe were abusing their girlfriends or their moms. And then on Friday night when they get on the field, they play like pansies. You get everything reversed. So my question to you today is, what is your attitude like? 3 points. First of all, number one, never think about losing. Never think about losing. The word LOSS should never enter your mind. Never think about losing. Champions never think about losing. Jim Brown was one of the greatest NFL football players of all time. Some consider he is the greatest that's ever played. He was a running back for the Cleveland Browns in the 60s and 70s. And Jim Brown in the early 60s broke the single-game rushing record of 237 rushing yards in one game. Broke the record. It was unheard of back then. After the game, the reporters rushed up to Jim Brown and said, Jim, how'd you do it? How'd you break the single-game rushing record? He didn't realize he had done it. And he said, you know what? It was easy. It was easy. He said, because all week, I envisioned myself hitting my holes. All week, I envisioned myself reading my lanes. All week, I envisioned myself breaking the tackles and lunging for the first downs. He said, all week, I envisioned myself scoring touchdowns. All week, I envisioned myself in the battle. And so when the time came for this game, it was easy. I just went out and I did it. Does winning consume you? Does winning consume you? Is that all you think about? Do you envision yourself, receivers? Do you envision yourself catching the pass before you take off? Linebackers, do you envision yourself making that tackle? Not the running back to break tackles. Quarterbacks, do you envision yourself making the pass and getting out of the pocket? Defensive linemen, do you envision yourself getting to the quarterback? Does it consume you? Do you see yourself do it? Number one, never think about losing. What's number one?
Never think about losing.
Well, that sounds like a bunch of Powerpuff Girls. What's number one?
Never think about losing.
It's better. Number one, never think about losing. Champions never think about losing. Number two, never quit. Never quit. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. It doesn't matter how much time is left in the clock. Never quit. Never quit. Champions never quit. Coach, I see it all the time. All the time. Teams will get a 2-touchdown lead. They'll get a 17-point lead, and they start to lay off. They start to get comfortable. And what happens? The other team gets momentum, and they get right back in the game. A lot of times I see they've taken the game, and they've taken the win. Why? Because teams have quit, and players have quit. Champions never quit. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. Doesn't matter if you're by 3 touchdowns or if you're down by 3 touchdowns. Champions never quit. Because you know why? Because when you decide to quit on a Friday night or in a practice, you're not just quitting that day. You're deciding in your life that you're going to be a quitter. You're making a decision
an important decision for the rest of your life, you're going to be a quitter. And champions never quit. And you know what? You're not just quitting on yourself. You're quitting on your teammates. You're quitting on your coaches. And in life, you're quitting on your family. You're quitting on your parents. You're quitting on your girlfriend or your wife. Never quit. Never. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. Doesn't matter how much time is left on the clock. Never quit. I graduated from a school in the Chicagoland area. There was a legend that went around the school that the students in the past had decided that they went into their college library and they got every dictionary and they cut out the word Q-U-I-T. They cut it out. Some of them were fearing that they may be punished for vandalism or destruction of school property. But you know what? They had decided in their life, no matter what came across their path, no matter what happened in their life game, they weren't going to quit. They were going to finish school. Not only were they not reprimanded, not only were they not punished, but they were praised by their school president. They were praised and recognized because they made a decision in life they were not going to quit. Don't quit! Offensive lineman, don't quit on your quarterback. Defensive lineman, don't quit on your team, on your defense. Don't quit. Champions never quit. What's number one? Come on, help me out. What's number one?
Never quit.
Never think about losing. What's number one?
Never think about losing.
What's number two?
Never quit.
Never quit. Never quit. Number three, obey your coaches at all times. Obey your coaches at all times. See it all the time where a player will make a decision over his coach or disobey his coach. And that one play will cost that whole game. One play. In a game like tonight, one play can cost the whole game. Anybody watch the Michigan-Utah game last night? Three guys? Okay. Fourth quarter, a captain, of all people, a captain. It was in the fourth quarter, they were up by 2 touchdowns, Utah was. And the captain went to go make a tackle. The ball carrier was already out of bounds, and the captain laid him out. What happened? Flag, exactly. 15 yards, automatic first down. I think it was a 3rd and long. Automatic first down. Michigan scored, came with 1 touchdown of Utah. Almost cost them the whole game. Momentum was switched. One play can cost us the game tonight. Obey your coaches at all times. Coach Lear knows more football in his little pinky than I know my whole body. I've known football my whole life. And the same goes for you too. Obey your coaches at all times. At all times. Number one. What's number one?
Never think about losing.
That's good. What's number two?
Never quit.
What's number three?
Obey your coaches at all times.
Thank you. I'm going to end on this illustration. Our program spoke to a team in Nebraska. This team in Nebraska was a legendary high school. It had a lot of players in the University of Nebraska. Coach there was there for 40 years, legendary coach. 40 years. We were there, we spoke to the team. After the team, he was so encouraged by the message we presented. And he spoke to us and he said, I want to share something with you. I was with my father. And he said, I got a letter the other day from one of my players who fought in the Vietnam War. And in the letter he told me he was a fighter pilot. And as he was flying one day, he got hit by a ground missile. Took out one of his engines. This pilot, he said he zoned out. About 10 seconds, he just zoned out. He freaked out. He was about to take his own life. There was a huge mountain in front of him. He was about to just take his plane right there and take his own life. In the letter, he told his coach, he said, Coach, as soon as I was about to do that, as soon as I was about to take my own life and quit on my wife, he said, I saw your face. He said, your face just popped up right in front of my eyes. And in all those times you've instilled in us not to quit, never quit. Don't quit on your family, don't quit on your teammates. It had nothing to do with football, but it was in life. And he said, you came in my face. And he said, all of a sudden, I lifted the controls up. I took my plane right over the mountain and barely grazed it. That story gives me goosebumps every time. Because your coaches are here for you. They're here for you. One thing they install in you is to never quit. Because you're not just quitting on yourself, you're quitting on your teammates. You're quitting on your brothers. Teamwork. Teamwork. There's no I in team. There's no I in team. One dumb mistake in the game, whether it's a late flag or a late penalty, it costs your whole team the game. There's no I in team. Teamwork is the dream work. There's no I in team. We're a team here. You quit on one player, you're quitting on the whole team. You're quitting on your coaching staff. My challenge to you tonight is, what is your attitude? What is your attitude? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's intimidation or doubt. Get it out. Get it out of your mind right now. Envision yourself making the plays. Envision yourself doing it. You know how many athletes, former athletes, and alumni of this school right here would do anything to play in a home opener on a Friday night under the lights? They would do anything. I'm from Texas. We've spoken to teams in Ohio, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania. In Texas, football is a way of life. And they're dreaming right now. It's Friday night. They wish. They're probably going to their alma mater and they're dreaming about being on that field. You guys have the opportunity tonight to make a difference. You have an opportunity not to quit. You have an opportunity to never entertain the word loss. And you have the opportunity to obey your coaches at all times and bring Eastside High School the victory tonight. One more time. What's number one?
Never think about losing.
Come on, we can do better. What's number one?
Never think about losing.
What's number two?
Never quit.
What's number three?
Obey your coach at